Bella. Welcome to Bella Uncinetto. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. We are going to do a Label My Library today. Now, just upfront and honest, I don't know when you're going to see this. I am recording a bit in advance, and I feel like I've repeated myself multiple times because I've been doing this all in one day. But I have not been feeling the best lately. I had a bout of food poisoning, so I feel rough, and I feel like I look even worse. So please forgive me. Definitely, if you've heard this multiple times, and if you get tired of hearing it, just know that I'm not going to talk about it very long. I'm just going to mention it and then go on. I just don't know the order for sure in which I'm putting the videos because I have some stuff coming up. Going to be pretty busy. And on top of not feeling well, I want to try and do it when I have the energy to record and I have the time. So things may be out of order and I'm sorry for that, but we are getting close to the end of the school year, and yeah, it's getting kind of dicey with my time. So we'll see. But anyway, we are here today to do a Label My Library, but it's going to be a little different because we're going to be doing this book, The Crochet Fairy Tales Cottage Stories by Carrie Lord. Now, I unboxed this book. I did a book look on this book, and now I'm going to do the Label My Library because I think that this is a really cool book, and I'm really excited, and the more that I hold it in my hands, the more I just want to open it and do stuff. So, the thing about this book, if you haven't seen the other videos, if you have, you know kind of where I'm going with this, but the thing about this book is there's not just the crochet patterns. You have the fairy tales included. So when you get to the story, there are multiple makes within the story. So there's multiple pieces to make for the fairy tale that you're reading. And for me, I thought that it might be a good idea to just label the fairy tales. That way, I mean, yes, there are certain things that I really want to make out of different ones, but there are some fairy tales that I really want to just make the whole thing. So I thought, let me label it that way. Now, I may flip through here and decide that I want to do something different after I open this book, but there are a couple of them that I'm really like, oh yes, I really want to do that. So just a reminder, you have 6 stories in here. You have Red Riding Hood, Thumbelina, Jack and the Beanstalk, Snow White, Hansel and Gretel, and the Elves and the Shoemaker. Now, Snow White is automatically out because I don't want to make 7 dwarfs. I mean, I want to make them at some point, but it's not going to be at the top of my list. Definitely not. Okay? I like the Elves and the Shoemaker, but again, it's not going to be at the top of my list. It is something that I have read with my students recently, and it's a fun story. There are some neat patterns in here, and they are kind of small. Okay, so that would be cool, but it's not at the top of my list. Okay, so let's go to. All right, so this is the first one that I'm thinking of labeling, and this is Thumbelina. Right. This is just the story in there. So you get the story, and then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 patterns just with this story, right? So you can see why labeling the story is a big deal, right? So I am going to label the story, but I just want to show you because you have the tulip and you have Thumbelina right here. Sorry, I'm trying not to show you the pattern. There you go. And in the actual tulip pattern, it's different. But you have that. You have the lily pad, the toadstools, and you can, it gives you what you need to, like, since you've already made Thumbelina, right? Then you can put her on the little toadstools. And that's super cute. And then there's the swallow, the little bird. Then you have the wedding outfit with the wings and so forth. Right? Very, very pretty. Okay? So I am going to label just the first part. Go back and label. I'm going to label the end of the story because that tells you all of the pieces that you'll need, right? So it tells you all of the patterns that are in that section. Right, so that was the first one. When I was looking through the book and doing the book look with you guys, I was like, oh, okay, I got to do that one. So now, here's my dilemma. Okay, this is where I'm kind of stuck. I want to do... There are two others that I'm really like, I want to do these. But I'm just not sure how I want to handle it. Okay, so it's a toss-up between Jack and the Beanstalk and Hansel and Gretel. So with Jack and the Beanstalk, you have Jack, the Beanstalk and the Seedling, the Giant's Chicken, the Golden Harp and Golden Egg, and the Axe and the Rucksack. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total things in there. Now, yeah, so you have the Beanstalk and the Seedling. It's two different things. And then the chicken. The harp and the egg are not very big, but also, like, it's two more things. And then the axe and the rucksack, right? Again, they're not big things, but it's two more things. So there's 8 different things with the Jack and the Beanstalk. And then you have Hansel and Gretel. Okay, so that's already 2 with Hansel and Gretel. Then you have the fire, the crab, the bone, the duck, and the fir tree. And if you were going to make a scene, right, you would want more than one tree, right? I don't know. But that's already 7. So there's 7 and then there's 8. So 8 with Jack and the Beanstalk and 7 with Hansel and Gretel. But with Hansel and Gretel, that's 2 full amigurumi. I don't know. I like both stories. I think they're both really cool. I really want to make the egg and the harp, but I really want to make Hansel and Gretel. So, I don't know. Should I label all 3 of them, or should I just pick 2? Part of me, I mean, originally, right, I just said I was going to pick 2. I don't know. Because, I mean, and, okay. Let's rewind. With Label My Library, right, this is not saying I'm going to make them in this order. This is not saying I have to make these before I make anything else. It's not saying any of that. It's just like, this was the brainchild, as far as I'm aware, from Sam at Mampas Makes. And she was like, this just kind of helps me when I go to pick up the book next time and I want to make something. These are things that inspired me before. That doesn't mean that the next time I pick up this book, I'll make any of this stuff. It's not what that means at all. But it does mean that I have things already marked for my brain to be like, oh yeah, I wanted to make that. Or, oh yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Whatever. And there are times where I mark them with little sticky notes. And there are times that I will write kind of a reminder because I'm not going to remember. Or I'll write like on there like a certain type of yarn that I want to use for something. You never know, right? So, I don't know. You know what? I think I'm just going to label them both. And then, because I'd only torn it in half. So I'm going to label this one. So that's Jack and the Beanstalk. And there is the list of patterns for that one. Right? And then let's go to Hansel and Gretel. And I will mark that one. Okay, and so this is a picture of Hansel and Gretel there. You can see, but here are the patterns for the makes. So, it's kind of short and sweet today. I just wanted to go through the book with you and talk about what I would like to make, why I would like to make it. I have pre-ordered the next installment of this series already. It's supposed to come out in September, and I know that I'm going to forget and be like, what in the world is this? And I'm going to open it and be like, oh yeah. Because when I opened the book and I did the book look, I saw that there were more books, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have to go on a hunt for these, and I did, but they're not out yet. The third one isn't even available for pre-order, so I thought that this one was the second one maybe, and the other one that I ordered and that's coming in September was the first one, but no, this one was the first one, and then the next one is coming out in September. I don't know when the third one will be out. It's a lot of work writing a book, I couldn't imagine, but I think that I'm gonna be excited when it comes because, like I said, I'm gonna forget, and I won't forget that I ordered it, but I'll forget when it's gonna come because it's not coming until September. And I have the end of the school year, all summer, the beginning of the next school year, which takes a lot of brain power. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, let me know what you think about the things that I picked. What order would you do them in? Would you do those fairy tales? Would you want to do some of the other fairy tales like Red Riding Hood or Snow White, or what else would you want to do? Right? What other things would you like to do? So yeah, I'm gonna go, and I hope that when you're watching this, you are well and safe, and you don't feel as crappy as I do right now. If you do, I hope you feel better. If you don't, then I hope you never feel this way. But until I see you again, be well, be safe, and be the change you see and wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella.